We acknowledge and pay respect to the Bunurong people, the traditional custodians of these lands and waters. Sailor's Whisk is sited on a residential block created in a subdivision of the old Flinders Caravan Park. The house came from Essendon and is a traditional simple workers' cottage. It had small eaves to fit on a narrow block next to its twin neighbour and had been unsympathetically renovated. The house was moved on the back of a truck in one piece and placed on the new stumps. Once we had it on site, we were pretty overwhelmed. It looked like a much bigger job than we'd anticipated. The roof frame was re-erected, but a lot of the timbers were damaged during the removal, so Dan got to work repairing and also extending the tails to give the house a more important look and provide deeper protective eaves. It was a hard slog. The day the tarp came off and the roof went on was a relief. We then moved on to repairing the remainder of the exterior. Some original windows were removed and repaired, and some hardwood weatherboards were repositioned in place of damaged ones. Most of the internal work happened in the back 2 rooms. The entire kitchen area was stripped out, which meant we had the opportunity to add as much insulation as we could and straighten some walls. We added pine lining boards to this area. We then moved on to wire brushing and liming the remilled messmate floors, installing the timber cabinetry, and building a concrete hearth and kitchen bench tops. On a second building permit, Dan got to work building a wraparound deck while I completed decorating the interiors. So, welcome to Sailor's Whisk. Now that you know how we got the house here, come inside and I'll show you around the floor plan and you can see what we've done inside. So being a little single-fronted Edwardian, it's a very compact floor plan. There's the central hallway. We've got a shared bathroom at the end and 2 bedrooms off the hallway here. So this is the main bedroom through here. A lot of the decorative plaster on the ceiling here remained intact. It was actually quite phenomenal how easy it transported. So we've had to do a little bit of restoration, but mostly it's all original. And we haven't done too much in this room. A lick of paint, we carpeted in the natural sisal, and that's pretty much it. So moving along the hallway, we're coming to the second bedroom. This room is slightly smaller, but still fits a queen size bed. Again, we've painted, carpeted in the natural sisal, and it also has an original double hung window which is in the original position. So it's facing north on our side, which works really well for such a small room and a small window. It's plenty of light in here. So at the end of the hallway is the bathroom. This transported amazingly well. All the tiles were intact. We were even able to keep the toilet in situ. So all we've needed to do in here is we've replaced the tapware with some local Australian-made fittings, and we've also replaced the vanity. So come in and have a quick look. It's compact, but it all works perfectly. So the hallway flows through to the living room. We've got the timber floors flowing throughout the rest of the home. Over here we did have an original double hung window. It's facing north and it was still the traditional size, so it wasn't quite large enough for the space and the use of the space. So we've actually reused that somewhere else, and we've put in some French doors with a highlight. There's a pergola outside too, with the deciduous vine growing eventually. It will come up and shade for the hot summer sun, but at the moment the sun's coming through and it's actually quite nice and warm in here. Over here we've put in the fireplace on a concrete hearth. We chose concrete for the heat sink properties to help heat the home when the fire is going out. The concrete will still be emitting the warmth to keep the home warm during the night. We thought we may have to put in a heat transfer kit in the ceiling to help warm the bedrooms down the hallway, but it turns out this fire, although it's not very efficient at all, heats the whole home because of the small footprint. It even heats the towels on the other side of the bathroom, safely of course. So moving through to the kitchen dining area, we've opened this doorway up to keep a bit more of an open plan feel. Coming through, this area had been really renovated. So what we had was a very 90s kitchen with a basic window over the sink this way, and over here we had a standard sliding door, and over here a double hung original window. So what we've done is we've reused this double hung window and the one from the living room, and we've put them both on the north side of our house so that we can create a really lovely sunny dining nook, which works really well. Again, the pergola is still extending out these windows, so we've got some extra shade coming in the summer months when the grapevine has grown up. You'll notice throughout the house that we haven't added too many downlights. We wanted to avoid puncturing holes in the ceiling and using too much energy. Okay. So this is the very compact kitchen. It's a very small footprint, but we have everything we need in this small space. The qualities of this home is the access to the outdoors. So come and have a look at the deck that we've built, which wraps around the house. So out here we've used a sun-glazed material which keeps it covered. In Flinders here we get a lot of rain, so it's really lovely to have a weatherproof area. The deck wraps around to the outside. This back deck is a really lovely private oasis. We've planted a mostly indigenous garden, so we get a lot of native birds and lizards visiting our space. The great thing about having such a small footprint house is the amount of garden you can have.